In the vast, intricate tapestry of human existence, every single individual carries a uniquely woven soul. Some move through life with a brilliant, undeniable vibrancy, drawing the spotlight wherever they tread. Others are cool on the surface yet carry a roaring fire within, while some remain profoundly mysterious, walking through the world like quiet observers. But within this beautiful spectrum of humanity, there exists a beautifully complex architecture of the mind, a rare psychological blueprint known as the INFJ. Born from the profound psychological frameworks first envisioned by Carl Jung and later refined by the Myers-Briggs system, this personality type is a beautiful enigma. Standing for introversion, intuition, feeling, and judging, this delicate combination accounts for a mere 1 to 2% of the global population. To be an INFJ is to walk a path less traveled, to possess a set of characteristics so profoundly unique that they easily stand out from the noise of modern society. Often described by psychologists and philosophers as the counselor, the advocate, or the silent supporter, people who carry this rare psychological signature are deeply mysterious. Harboring an emotional intelligence that borders on the extraordinary, they are the quiet guardians of the human heart, navigating the chaotic modern world of America, Britain, and beyond with a profound sense of purpose. But what does it truly mean to navigate the world through this lens? How does it feel to be the rarest personality on Earth? Let us embark on a journey deep into the mind and soul, exploring the profound hallmarks of this beautifully complex character. As we wander through these psychological landscapes, you might just find a reflection of your own soul staring back at you. The first profound hallmark of this personality is a deeply ingrained feeling of being an outsider, born from a mental wavelength that vibrates at a completely different frequency from the rest of the world. Imagine being in a bustling New York subway or a crowded London cafe. While the world is tuned to a loud, chaotic FM radio station, the INFJ is quietly tuned into a deeply resonant, hidden AM frequency. Their dominant psychological function is introverted intuition. This means they possess an almost uncanny ability to instinctively find hidden patterns in everything around them. And these patterns are rarely about numbers or logic. They are deeply tied to the complex web of human nature. Because their secondary function is extraverted feeling, their intuition is constantly directed outward, paying silent, intense attention to the emotions, motivations, and unspoken pains of others. This intuition is not mere guesswork. It is a highly sophisticated subconscious processing of information. It is the ability to understand profound truths without ever knowing exactly how or why the pieces fit together. Because this incredible process happens beneath the surface of conscious thought, it often looks and feels like a supernatural ability. They just know things. They sense the changing tides of a relationship, the hidden sadness behind a smile, and the unspoken tension in a room, long before anyone else has even noticed a shift in the wind. The second defining characteristic is an exhausting, lifelong battle with perfectionism, which is entirely misunderstood by the outside world as mere procrastination. People with this rare personality are often terrified of failure, not because they crave applause, but because they hold a magnificent, flawless vision of the world within their minds. They strive for an absolute ideal, constantly attempting to surpass ordinary limitations. When an INFJ delays a project, a conversation, or a life decision, it is rarely out of laziness, it is a psychological paralysis. They are subconsciously terrified that the reality of their creation will never live up to the breathtaking perfection of the vision they hold in their heads. Because they invest so much of their soul into everything they do, they can sometimes find it incredibly difficult to cope with criticism. A single harsh word or a negative comment can echo loudly in their minds, easily overshadowing a chorus of praise. They care so deeply that the judgment of others can feel like a physical wound. However, there is a beautiful evolution that happens as they mature through the seasons of life. As they grow, they begin to realize that the pursuit of absolute perfection is an unwinnable war. They slowly learn the grace of self-forgiveness. They allow themselves the freedom to make beautifully human mistakes, shifting their focus from impossible perfection to achieving deeply meaningful, outstanding results on their unique journey through life. The third unmistakable sign is a profound, almost spiritual need for aesthetics and high quality. People with this personality are naturally drawn to beauty in all its forms, but this is not a superficial vanity. It is a psychological sanctuary. In a world that often feels overwhelmingly chaotic, harsh, and emotionally draining, surrounded by the noise of modern society, they purely love to be enveloped in exquisite elegance. They are deeply attracted to the craftsmanship of high-quality things. Whether it is a perfectly brewed cup of artisanal coffee, a meticulously tailored coat, a wonderfully written book, or a quiet, beautifully designed room, these elements serve as an emotional anchor. Contrary to their deeply spiritual and ethereal nature, physical beauty and orderly environments provide a tremendous sense of inspiration and a profound calming effect on their nervous system. They are the quintessential minimalists of the personality spectrum. They would much rather possess a very small number of perfect, meaningful items than be surrounded by an indiscriminate, chaotic mountain of things. To them, the space they inhabit is a direct reflection of their internal mind. A clean, beautiful, and intentional environment allows their complex minds to finally find a moment of peace, a quiet harbor away from the stormy seas of the world. The fourth defining trait is their quiet enthusiasm and an almost unexplainable magnetic charm. In ordinary life, most people would never dream of sitting down next to a complete stranger on a park bench or a long train ride and suddenly spilling their deepest fears, shattered dreams, and darkest secrets. Yet this happens to an INFJ all the time. They possess a rare, invisible aura that disarms people. Strangers are inexplicably drawn to them, feeling a sudden, overwhelming urge to open their heavy hearts. This happens because people with this personality project a frequency of absolute safety, comfort, and profound calm. It is a magnificent gift to make the people around you feel truly seen and deeply comfortable. They are not just inherently trustworthy and quietly attractive. They are masterful, empathetic listeners. When someone speaks to them, they do not just hear the words, they absorb the emotion. They empathize with such profound sincerity that the person speaking feels a literal weight lifting from their shoulders. They offer comfort not through empty platitudes, but through empathetic understanding, making those around them feel that their pain is valid, their dreams are possible, and their existence truly matters. The fifth and perhaps most complex sign is their delicate and extraordinary sensitivity. Because they are so incredibly attuned to the emotional wavelengths of the world, they can read others like an open book. They can instantly grasp another person's emotional state, their hidden motivations, and the silent fears they carry. However, this creates a profound and sometimes lonely paradox. While they can understand everyone else with crystal clarity, they are notoriously difficult for others to understand. They are deeply private, guarding their inner world with high fortress walls. If you try to read them the way they so effortlessly read you, you will find it to be a monumental task. They are a brilliant mirror for the world, but a sealed vault for themselves.